the CS about when they plan to fence Masinga Dam because of the hippos and crocodiles eating my people there. And when I approached the Wildlife Ministry, they told me this is the work of the Ministry for Water. So if I want to know if he has any plans soon to fence Masinga Dam to protect my people from being affected by the hippos and crocodiles.
Honorable CS, you may now respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The first question was on the plan to do 1,000 dams to completion. And Honorable Speaker, I have to be very candid with yourself and also the House, because water infrastructure is not cheap. It is capital intensive. And when we talk about 1,000 large dams, most of them were scheduled to be implemented under public-private partnerships. And public-private partnerships means a proponent has to invest their money and recoup that money in a stipulated duration of time. Unfortunately, investments in water have not been very lucrative in public-private partnerships because our tariffs are not cost recovery. Specifically, 1 liter of water in the supermarket goes for between 50 shillings and maybe 100 shillings.
Honorable CS, the question was very direct.
Yes.
How many dams have been completed so far? Say either 2, 10, then you move to the next question.
Okay. We have some ongoing, Honorable Speaker, especially the large dams. We have Mwache ongoing, we have Dhwake ongoing, we have Uma ongoing, and these are some of them are suffering from financial challenges. So the answer to that is for large dams, we have not completed any of them. Small dams, I can provide a list, Honorable Speaker, so that I give a conclusive answer. Yes, yes. The question on Kakimiki Water Project. Kakimiki Water Project is meant to serve the areas of Marimanti all the way to in Tharaka constituency. And this project was complete 10 years ago, but the pipelines were on people's property. So the non-revenue water was very high. The program we have now, Honorable Speaker, and this is questioned by Honorable Gataya, is first of all to align the pipelines to public will-leaves to reduce the non-revenue water. That program is ongoing, and I was there the other week, and we are looking forward to complete it in a year's time. The question by Honorable Mugatana on government policy on acquisition of land. Honorable Mugatana, Tarda is government land. And government land, if I understood you correctly, that means it is owned by the government. So I don't foresee the need for compensation. But you asked about the policy. The policy is whenever the ministry acquires land from private parcels of land, we go through the normal process of National Land Commission, where there is evaluation and then there is compensation. That is the government policy. The question by Senator Kavindu, fencing of Masinga Dam. Masinga Dam is under the Ministry of Energy. And it is unfortunate for this. Thank you.
Now, honorable senators, the 15 minutes allocated to these questions have lapsed. We will therefore move to the next question. Senator Kavindu. you have just been informed by the CS that Masinga Dam that is the question that has been answered. That Masinga Dam is under the Ministry of Energy. That is the response you've been given. How you treat that response, you know exactly how to go about it. So let us move to question number 96 by the Senator for Embu County, Senator Alexander Mundegi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Senator for Embu County, Senator Alexander Mundegi, to ask the Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. A. What has occasioned the delay in commencement of the construction of Kamomo, Dhosi and Dambana dams in Embu County, and could be the Cabinet Secretary outline the occasions taken by the government to resolve the issues? B. Could the Cabinet Secretary also outline the measures in place to fast track implementation of these dam construction projects and provide timelines for completion of each dam?
Honorable CS, you may now proceed to respond.
Honorable Speaker, in response to the question by Honorable Mundegi, Kamumu Dam is a zoned high rockfill dam that is 60 meters high, 725 meters long, that will store approximately 22 million cubic liters. This project is expected to cost approximately 6.65 billion Kenya shillings. And the project was developed by Tana Waterworks Development Agency. There was an expression of interest on the same in December 2020 under the financing, under the model of engineering, procurement, construction and financing. Following the evaluation, the Wilman Group of Belgium was identified as a preferred contractor. However, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, the project could not commence due to the high cost of financing proposed by the contractor. There were issues with land and well leave acquisition that still remains incomplete according to the RAP, which is the Settlement Action Plan. In the meantime, feasibility study updates are underway and engagements with key stakeholders, including National Land Commission, are ongoing to unlock land-related bottlenecks, and the project is part of the some projects on the pipeline for under PPP framework. Honorable Speaker, in Dhosi Dam, which is a zoned also rockfill structure, 84 meters high and around 332 meters long, is expected to have a storage capacity of around 23 million cubic meters. The project is meant to do some irrigation, domestic consumption, and produce up to 5 megawatts of power, and the approximate cost is around 9 billion. The status is the project was advertised in 2023, and PIP, privately initiated proposal by a level group company, was submitted by an investor for implementation under the design, build, finance, operate, maintain, and transfer model. Despite the progress, there have been delays that resulted from the complex due diligence processes that are associated with PIPs, particularly technical and financial analysis, appraisals, and also alignment with regulatory and fiscal frameworks. The land acquisition process, that is including RAP, has also not been finalized. And to mitigate these challenges, the ministry has reviewed and validated the submitted designs, initiated interagency coordination to fast-track evaluation, and this is also scheduled under the PPP project pipeline. Honorable Speaker, Dambana Dam, at the confluence of River Dambana and Rupingazi, is designed to be 40 meters high, storage capacity of around 27 million cubic meters, and is expected to supply water for domestic, and also do some irrigation to around 24,000 acres and generate 1 megawatt of power at a cost of around 22 billion. Conceptual design was completed in 2023 by the ministry, and an expression of interest was again issued in August 2023, and accepted also the same month. However, the proponent did not submit the mandatory deposit fee required under the PPP regulations of 2022 for PIP proposals, prompting the ministry to initiate a fresh process. The second part of the question, Honorable Speaker, was to outline the measures in place to fast-track implementation of these dams construction projects and provide timelines. Honorable Speaker, Kamumu, Doshi, and the Mara Dams projects in Embu County, the ministry has put in place several mitigation measures aimed at resolving the outstanding issues. The measures reflect also our commitment to deliver the critical water infrastructure while maintaining transparency and aligning with the national planning framework. Kamumu Dam is currently being finalized through a cabinet memorandum for consideration and approval, and the memo seeks to secure high-level policy direction and unlock requisite financing to allow for prompt implementation. And in recognition of the time that has lapsed since the initial due diligence activities, the agency, which is Tana Waterworks Development Agency, has commenced the process of updating the due diligence report to ensure accuracy and relevance of the technical and financial documentation. On Doshi Dam, which has already been advertised and for which a PIP has been submitted, the ministry continues to engage with the PPP Directorate and the National Treasury to expedite the evaluation process and secure timely approvals. On Dambana Dam, following the proponent's failure to meet the mandatory deposit requirement under the PPP Act of, the ministry has initiated a fresh procurement process. In the meantime, the project has been formally included in the fourth medium-term plan. Engagements are ongoing with other prospective investors who had previously expressed interest in the project. And Honorable Speaker, the exact construction timelines of these three key projects, as asked by the Honorable Senator, will depend on the conclusion of the outstanding procurement, financial, and other statutory processes. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I submit. Thank you.
Senator Mundigi, do you have any supplementary questions? If yes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the Cabinet Secretary: is it possible for Cabinet Secretary to advise or to tell people of Embu County whether there is any money in this budget of 2025 for those three dams? Because Cabinet Secretary knows water is life and life is water. And about farming in Embu County, we are trying to motivate youth and others people for farming, and better south and better north. Animals are dying, people are dying because of lack of water. And about farming, we are farming Mogoka, and the farmers, they cannot progress without water.
Honorable CS, you may respond.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for that question. As I've explained, is that the three dams are in the pipeline for the public-private partnerships, and the resources we have in the current financial budget, we have a small allocation, not specifically for those three, for all dams that require review of appraisals, because to go to PPP, you need to have preliminary concept designs and to do project appraisals. So, Honorable Senator, Honorable Speaker, we have a small allocation for these kind of studies in the budget. Thank you.
Senator Kinyua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Cabinet Secretary, you remember for the World Water Celebration Day, you came to Tegevi, Matanya, and you launched a project, Tegevi Water Project. I'm just asking, how far is it now? Because when you came, you brought in pipes and other gadgets that are related to water, but immediately you left, the pipes followed you thereafter. Please, where is the status of that project? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mine is to find out the status of the construction. I know the design and of Keben Dam is to find out what is the status of the Keben Dam in Nandil sub-county, because we have waited too long, Mr. Speaker, for that project to take off, and whether there is availability of funds to construction and completion of Keben Dam in Nandil sub-county, Nandi County. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the CS was talking about concept note and also availability of funds. Honorable Speaker, the government, the Kenya Kwanza government promised 1,000 dams. And so far, I want to ask the CS, out of the 3 dams, he has gotten 0 out of 3. So that means even achieving the 1,000, it is going to be 0 out of 1,000. My question is, there is a sewer line in Marsabit, not completed up to today. I want to ask the CS, because you have already 0 out of 3. If I add Marsabit, it's going to be 0 out of 4. When are you going to complete that irrigation system in Marsabit town? And when are you going to visit Marsabit to tell the people of Marsabit when this project will be complete? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Kilifi County, the Honorable Majaya.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Nataka kumuuliza waziri wa maji. Ni lini lile bwawa lililoko katika eneo bunge la Ganze linaitwa Rare Dam, ni lini lile bwawa litamalizwa kujengwa, na vile vile ili bwawa hilo liweze kusaidia wananchi walioko ndani ya Ganze constituency na Kilifi kwa ujumla? Kwa sababu wanawaziri, ni kama vile wanavyoelewa kwamba nyakati fulani rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya Mheshimiwa William Ruto alikuwa maeneo bunge ya Ganze na akaenda katika ile eneo la huko Rare, mwenyewe akaliona na akaahidi ya kwamba hili bwawa la maji la Rare Dam litaweza kumalizwa ili kuweza kumaliza ukame ndani ya eneo bunge la Ganze. Ni lini mnapofikiria kwamba wewe kama waziri wa maji utaweza kufanya hiyo kazi ambayo rais mwenyewe aliweza kuahidi watu wa Ganze katika Kilifi County? Asante.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, mine is to the CS. I wanted to know the status of rehabilitation of Singore Dam, which is supposed to benefit the community and also Singore Girls High School.
Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the B, the Cabinet Secretary has talked about PPPs, and I want to ask him, what's the success rate of these PPPs, and have you done any? What's the statistics? Have you done any successfully? Have you gotten any investor interested to work with your ministry to make sure that these dams succeed? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may proceed to respond. Before you respond, let's take just one question from Senator Kavindu. You may proceed, Honorable Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to know from the CS about Maruba Dam, where it is, and if there is any allocation this year, this financial year, to complete the work in Maruba Dam, which is very key in Machakos County, and especially Machakos Town, and Yatta Canal, Yatta Dam and Yatta Canal. What is the status? When is the completion of these 3 dams? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and Honorable members, for your questions. There was a question on Tigivi water project. I am aware of that project. If the Senator can allow me, Honorable Speaker, to give you a detailed status on that, I would really appreciate, because I know the finer details is required, especially on that kind of a small project of water supply. Please. The question by Senator Cheregei on Kebendam. Senator Cheregei, Kebendam is a key project in Nandi, and we have already advertised this dam under EPCF. Evaluation is ongoing. We already have a consultant who is doing this, and this is in the progress of taking shape. EPCF projects take time, especially in evaluation and procurement. There is a question by Honorable Chuchi on the 1,000 dams. And this is what I've explained, that the speed which we expected the uptake of PPPs in water, this also couples with the question from Honorable Manzo, has not taken off. However, we have done a diagnostic analysis on how to make water projects, especially high-intensive, capital-intensive infrastructure, feasible to the ministry. And this has been a challenge that we are working to resolve. Because, as I said, our cost recovery tariffs are not